Hello, I'm Matt GoForTheHouse.com. This is Jason Henderson from Burton Snowboards, and these are the new 2020 Burton Step-On binding systems. All right, everybody, here it is, 2020, brand new stuff to market again for the third season? Second.
It'll be second in the market.
Second public season. Step-ons really kind of paved the way for new technology within the industry. It's a binding boot combination system where there's no straps. You just step on with easy convenience and step off with just as easy convenience.
Yeah. So, I mean, without sacrificing performance. That's kind of the key. I mean, obviously this concept is not new. Right. You know, we did it 20 some years ago, and you know,
20 plus.
Yeah, you know, so you know, just our company's changed a lot. The way we, you know, develop products. Our engineering department's changed a lot, especially with, you know, the implementation of Craig's proto facility. We're just able to come up with, you know, something that truly works and doesn't sacrifice performance.
Boom.
So that was kind of the thing, you know, when they're developing this, they had to check all the boxes. You know, like, you know, is it heavy? No. Is it ice up? No, it can't ice up. You know, does it interrupt the flex of the board? No, it doesn't. Like there was a lot of boxes that had to be checked before, you know, we really let this thing go. So, yeah, and we're doing an early release before the big launch. You know, we got a couple of boots, new boots coming down on the other launch, but we just wanted to release our very best sellers,
right?
Which is the Photon for men's and the Felix for ladies. So,
that's right.
So those have been our best sellers, and you know, it's you know, for good reason. It's a great, you know, great liner. It's got the strap on it, good kind of that good middle to, you know, stiff support to it, and you know, with the history that we had, you know, people were spending a little bit more money.
Right.
You know, that's I mean, and it's not, you know, super expensive. It's about the same as a normal strap system, but
right.
We just wanted to, you know, get some out in the marketplace early so people can get their hands on them.
Good. You know, it's these things are selling very, very fast. Like these are just a few of the last binding boot combos that we have left that we launched yesterday.
Yeah. So
crazy. Yeah. So if you guys want this stuff, and it's still available on our website, get it now, because you're not going to get the chance until the next release. And what's the date of that?
The 4th.
The 4th
of November.
Okay, so November 4th, 2019.
Yep.
And then Burton will be releasing the new Photon Wide.
Yep.
And the Swath.
Yep, the Swath is a new one.
Right.
And then the Ion Step-On.
The Ion Step-On, which is a speed zone.
Yep, speed zone with the strap.
Right, and then the women's.
So then you have the women's Ritual Limited is the new one.
That's the new one, which is ultra weave construction, right? Yeah. Cool. Well, let's kind of dive in. One thing that I noticed right away when I did the unboxing video, which is kind of fun, I guess, was that this year, instead of doing cardboard boxes with magnets on it, you guys did these sweet like bags. These the boot bags are backpacks. This thing looks like it'll hold a 12-pack nice.
Yeah, like a little lunchbox.
Right.
So reason why I did that, I mean, obviously sustainability is paramount at Burton. You know, when we first launched Step-On, it was, you know, we wanted to give it the premium look and feel, and, you know, really just kind of, you know, roll out the red carpet, so to speak, on that. But those boxes are very expensive. And, you know, after they're done, it's like more than likely those are getting tossed.
Right.
You know, some people put them in their office to hold on their computer or whatever, you know, like.
They're nice boxes.
But, you know, they were, you know, they were a little spendy. So, and just in a sustainability effort, it's like, well, let's just give it, you know, let's give them, package it with something that, so it has a continued life cycle.
Cool.
So, so the bindings come in kind of like a lunch box.
Oh, I keep talking about
like
the bag
cooler.
as if it's supposed to be for beer or something.
Yeah, well, it can be. You can put whatever you want in it. Like at home, I got all my waxes and tools and stuff in mine.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's just me. So you got a little cooler bag there. That the bindings come in, and then the boots come in like a backpack.
So cool.
So insulated as well. So I guess if you want to put some beers in there, you can do that.
Right.
But you know what? A lot of people do is they just put their gear in it. So like I kind of just put on like my helmet, gloves, and all the stuff I'm taking to that's kind of what I put in here. But
that's cool.
It is a backpack. It comes with board straps, or it also interfaces together.
Okay.
So obviously you have to have boots and bindings. So then this, you got it all kind of just pieces together. There's a little system.
That's right. That is kind of, it's very, very
gear,
clever.
you got your lunch.
And you can use it forever.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Right.
So, pretty rad.
So the bindings and boots for this year, specifically these ones that we're talking about, the Photon and the Felix.
Yep.
And the step-ons. What have there been any like very large changes to the 2019 season release?
No, these are straight carryover.
Okay.
Yep, there hasn't been any updates. I mean, just because they were just great sellers. They're just the best. I would consider all mountain, all around boot. It's the kind of best catch-all boot.
Right.
We make the ruler that's below this, but our sales history, showed us that people want the Photon and the Felix. Just for a number of reasons. It's got the extra strap on it. It's got a better liner. It's got the imprint 3 liner setup. It also has the sequence boa lacing, which is the lacing guides are different on there. So it's like one side of the boa, covers the top part of the boot. Second side of the boa covers the bottom part, and then you have the additional strap. So it just gives you a better feel. Right.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people may be mistaken with is that even though it looks like a double boa system, which is H3, are they both H3?
This one's the coiler, and then this is just a regular
one.
Yeah.
Is that they assume that this is a upper and this is a lower zone, but that's not the case. This controls both upper and lower zones,
and
different areas.
Yep.
Right. And this is to make it feel like you have an anchor strap. Correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Cool. It's fun. Like when we were out at Vail, I rode these, and the first day I had them, I tightened them way too tight. And you're like, if you gotta just loosen them up.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah. And I did. I played with the tension, and I was able to really dial it in where I could really ride a wide range of terrain. Like we were bouncing around everywhere, like going through the park, ripping groomers, and then doing a mid-turn mile, ripping some pile. And I didn't really do a lot of changes to my boots while I was riding. Once I had them,
once you get them figured out,
right.
It's then it's just stepping in and out.
Right. Now, how do the mechanisms work? Let's talk about this. Now, we both know it's difficult to put these in when you're not inside of your boots.
Yeah, your leg's stronger, you got leverage and things like that. But
but how does this work together?
Yeah, and you and I've done a couple step-on videos, that really kind of focus on this. But some of the main questions that people have is like, is it going to hold you in as well? Is it what are the drawbacks? Are you sacrificing performance for convenience? It's like, well, that's not the case. This is super intuitive. You have basically on the back, you have one main engagement point with the cleat back here, and it's held by a clip, almost like a buckle, here on the back.
Right.
And then you have on the front, you have the toe clips that these kind of flex and interface with the little with the notches and the clips on the boot. So once it's in, you kind of go heel toe and go. So go there.
So you're a lot stronger. You must be a lot stronger than me because I wasn't able to get the toes in before.
Yeah.
Good job. You're a pro.
I've done it.
A lot of CrossFit.
Yeah. No, those guys are nuts.
No.
But if you actually look at it while it's in and it's anchored to the board, you're held back here, which actually we're finding is that the toe edge response on step-on is actually a little quicker than a strap system. Because normally your strap is kind of down here on the binding.
Yeah.
But this is actually held back here on the very back of the boot. And that's really where, a lot of, I should say heel lift, or that's where a lot of your leverage starts. So if you're already further back, you got a more mechanical advantage back there.
Exactly.
And then where these clips are attached, really that's where on a normal strap system, like that's where the straps would be bolted to the binding anyway. So you're held into those points.
Right.
So,
and there's no additional material that rests on the outside of your boot that would cause your boot length to be longer for to catch on your toes.
Yep. So you don't have the the additional length of the strap too. So guys with bigger feet, it actually becomes a little better advantage.
Right.
So,
right. I really did love how they feel, and while we were riding, as I've kind of ridden these through the 2018-2019 season, it's like when I ride the equipment, I really try to push it to my maximum capability. Like really try to try to pull my foot out of the bindings and just
because you ride a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. Right.
So, and that's kind of the thing is like it gives you the same feel as a normal.
Right. But I think I think we both agree that there's faster engagement in that toe side edge because you're not pushing through a strap, right? Yeah. And there's zero boot lift within the binding because of that locking heel mechanism.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing to get used to when riding these is that it's more precise. And that's I find that equals higher performance.
Yep. And then they also like within the 5 years of development that they've done with this
right
this
prior to the
too,
release in 2018.
Yeah, I mean they if you watch the R&D video that they put out where they have over 1,000 prototypes or whatever it is like behind this like they were developing a couple different systems in parallel with 2 different anchor points, and what they found is that if you completely anchor your foot to the board, that's too much.
Right.
Like you got to be able to roll your feet. There's got to be some roll in there. So then once they went to the just the single engagement point in the back with 3, it gives it some roll. You have that toe and heel, but it gives you some roll.
Right.
Just because the way people turn boards differently. And just not necessarily snowboards, but they look at surfers. There's nobody. They're not even wearing shoes. Like it's bare feet, and they're controlling, that. And then, skateboarders. They're all controlling things with their feet. So we're a firm believer in having a binding that does give and does kind of roll with your feet instead of just being super
rigid. Yeah. And as you're talking through this is. I was thought about something I haven't thought about before in regards to the step-on system, which is your heel kind of rolls. There's kind of a pivot there, right? It kind of twists, not twist, but it does allow you to move. Yep. But it also
you get a little bit of
It also provides a little bit of torsional flex of the footbed because this stays locked in place. There's a kind of pivot point, so it can your boot can kind of twist like that just a little bit more because of the security places.
Yeah, you're not down here.
Right, right.
So
that's interesting.
And that's the thing is you're not riding on a mechanism. So like some of our old step in, where it was just like this thing on the side and you had this really stiff boot and
the clamp.
Yeah, the big, where this isn't. It's a normal sole.
Right.
So you're standing on that, that reflex base plate, just like. The rest of our bindings are. Right. So, it's still working with the flex. That way you're on the binding, so you're still getting all that feel. So
wow.
I mean the feel's there, it's just a little easier to get into.
Oh, now when you've been riding these for quite a long time, you said 3 years. What are some of the things that you do to the bindings to make them kind of custom fit for how you ride them? Like how do you wear the straps? Do you do any adjustments with the forward lean? What do you do to kind of make it yours?
Well, there's not really a whole lot that needs to be done.
Okay.
I mean, they're good to go right out of the box. Yes. But there is full forward lean adjustment. You can I do add just a little bit versus stock. Right. And I know you like to ride a lot of forward lean, and you did. You can dial that in there if you want. So. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot that I do. It's just more basically just messing around with the boot and getting the right tension.
Right. Now, do you tend to find that you do this just as tight as you would a regular Photon boot, or do you do this a little loose, this a little tight? Like, what's your kind of combo setup? It depends on the day.
It depends on the day, but I'll typically go a little tighter on the ankle. Okay. On this particular boot, and then just kind of snug this up.
Right.
And just like any other snowboard boot out there, as you go throughout the day, once you get body heat into the liner and things just loosen up, you always find yourself relacing your boots, and it's kind of the same with this.
Wow. See, it's interesting because like maybe I just got used to it while I was riding the boots. I didn't really make very many adjustments once I did find that like the kind of like that sweet spot.
Yep.
It's like
you find that sweet spot just like you would with your strap system.
Right.
Like,
you just like you may not count the number of clicks that you do, but if you're in the right spot or not. You kind of
but then also like as your boots loosen up, you might be cranking your straps down tighter too. So so a little tip to the strap guys: relace your boots, and then you might be able to not have as tight of straps and it's less pressure in your feet.
Hey, that's true too.
There's that sweet spot with everything. So.
Well, I'm really glad that Burton is doing this kind of like early season release. What is it? 7 days? Is there a certain?
For next week we're gonna do that, and then it's gonna be just about talking about the new stuff coming out and things like that. So, but for the people that have been that couldn't get in on the get in on the action last year that wanted it, they can get their hands on the stuff early. So
again, if
get their setups ready to go and bouncing around the carpet, and or if you're in Montana, you're riding neck deep powder already.
Oh, I did. That just happened like last night.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
gosh, I think T-line
snow or something like that.
Gosh,
good for those guys.
Might have to go.
Yeah,
we can split. See you guys.
Yeah.
Jason, again, it's always nice having you in here. He's here today in the studio instead of the Burton store in Minneapolis because he's going to be hosting a 2020 Burton Clinic for all of the house employees and sales support and staff. So thanks again for being here, man.
Changing the world one snowboard at a time.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Thanks so much again for watching, of course, and hopefully we'll see you guys on snow. Peace.